ground on Instagram. The Brazilian goalkeeper, who has been sidelined since October 5th after a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, has been recovering from what is now his second injury of the season, and notably, his second major injury of 2024. However, Allison's return seems to be on the horizon. He's been working hard in the gym, and with the 2-week international break providing a valuable window, he could soon be back in action with a Liverpool side that is in excellent form. The question remains, though, just how close is he to making his return? While the exact timing is still unclear, it's not expected to be much longer before Allison is ready to rejoin the team. This situation now presents a major dilemma for Slot. When Allison is fit again, should he be reinstated immediately as the starting goalkeeper? In any other season over the past 6 years, the answer would likely be a resounding yes. But there are a couple of factors that might cause Slot to hesitate. First, Kevin Kelleher has been in sensational form, playing as one of the Premier League's best goalkeepers in recent weeks. In the recent 2-0 win over Aston Villa, Kelleher made 2 crucial saves to preserve the victory, continuing his impressive performances whenever called upon. Secondly, there is the concern over Allison's injury record. Given his recent troubles, there might be less urgency to rush him back into the starting lineup immediately, or at least to avoid overburdening him with too many games early on. It's possible that Slot may opt for a more strategic approach, rotating Kelleher and Allison based on the fixture schedule. Perhaps Allison will return for the crucial match against Manchester City, but for the games surrounding that, Kelleher may be the safer option to ensure Allison is fully fit for the long term. It's a delicate decision for Slot, and one that needs to be made with careful consideration, especially with some huge fixtures coming up. The struggles at Red Bull Salzburg. For Liverpool's former assistant coach Pep Lijnders, along with lone players Stefan Bajcetic and Bobby Clark, things are currently challenging at Red Bull Salzburg. The trio is part of a young Salzburg team that had been expected to challenge for both domestic and European honors this season. However, their performances have been disappointing, leading to sharp criticism from fans and pundits alike. After a promising start to the season, including a solid performance against Feyenoord in the Champions League, Salzburg's form has taken a nosedive. They suffered a defeat to Rapid in the Austrian Bundesliga, followed by a heavy loss to title rivals Sparta Praha. A brief recovery was followed by a humiliating 4-0 loss to Brest in the Champions League and a 5-0 drubbing at the hands of Sturm Graz. Now Salzburg finds itself 11 points behind the league leaders and is on the verge of being eliminated from the Champions League group stage, with more difficult fixtures ahead. The pressure is mounting on Lijnders, with many fans criticizing his decisions, particularly those concerning the goalkeeper situation. Inconsistent results have only increased the tension, and after a positive midweek performance against Feyenoord, the team's 2-0 loss to BW Linz on Sunday has brought the negativity right back to the surface. Salzburg striker Mads Biestrup didn't hold back after the defeat, saying bluntly, "That was just shut offensively, defensively. Everything was not good enough, and the intensity was lacking. You can't play such a good game on Wednesday and then deliver such a performance." "We've spoken about it in the dressing room," Biestrup continued. "The performance this season has been far too inconsistent. Now we have 10 days to get it under control and come up with a plan." While Bajcetic could be recalled from his loan at any time, should the club feel that the environment at Salzburg isn't aiding his development, Lijnders and Clark will remain in Austria. Clark is still a young player with potential, and like many of his teammates, he's facing a difficult season. However, Lijnders may soon find himself under serious pressure if results do not improve quickly. Jurgen Klopp revealed earlier this season that he is set to take on the role of global head of football at Red Bull. Already, speculation is rising about whether the German will have the courage to part ways with his former player when he steps into the role. Fans both in Merseyside and across the globe will undoubtedly support the ex-Reds boss as he attempts to turn things around. But for now, the situation remains precarious. Ex-Man United manager says Liverpool star is his best ever signing. The Manchester United managerial role has been a poisoned chalice for the past decade, with successive coaches failing to return the club to the heights achieved under Sir Alex Ferguson. Managers like David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Erik ten Hag have all come and gone without securing major trophies for the club. After Ten Hag's departure, Ruben Amorim, once a Liverpool target, is set to take charge as the Red Devils move on from interim boss Ruud van Nistelrooy. The Liverpool, Red Bull connection Ralf Rangnick also held the Manchester United managerial position, taking over from Solskjaer during the 2021-22 season. Now managing Austria, Rangnick joined United after a successful stint within the Red Bull group. During his time as a coach, sporting director, and head of sport and development at Red Bull, the company earned a stellar reputation for its transfer strategy. With Rangnick's influence, the club was able to make lucrative sales, many of which saw players move to Liverpool. In January, Jurgen Klopp will assume the role of global head of football for Red Bull. One notable player to emerge from the Red Bull system is Ibrahima Konate, who joined RB Leipzig on a free transfer from Sochaux in 2017. After establishing himself in the Bundesliga, Konate made the move to Liverpool in 2021, where he has since become one of the best center-backs in the world. In a recent episode of Canal Football Club, Rangnick shared his admiration for Konate, recalling how the French international was his best-ever signing. During his tenure with Red Bull, Rangnick remembered seeing clips of Konate's performances at Sochaux and instantly recognizing his potential. "I remember very well the day our scouting department in Leipzig showed me footage of your time at Sochaux," Rangnick recalled via a video call. "I immediately fell in love with your game. I could see you were a fantastic player and person with an exceptional background. All of that has proven true. There's no doubt you are the best signing, or at least one of the best, we made at Leipzig in the last 12 years. Rangnick's tenure at Manchester United was less successful. He won just 11 of 29 games in charge, finishing the season in 6th place with 58 points. This included a humbling 4-0 loss to Liverpool at Anfield in April 2022. It's embarrassing, it's disappointing, maybe even humiliating. We have to accept they are 6 years ahead of us now," Rangnick admitted at the time. A tragic loss for the Liverpool family tragedy struck following Liverpool's 2-0 win over Aston Villa on Saturday night, with the news of the passing of Neil Bradley, a 59-year-old fan from Oldham. After attending the match at Anfield, Neil was driving home when his car crashed at around 10:15 p.m. in the Lister Drive area. The Oldham Times reports that Neil, originally from Liverpool, was living in Oldham at the time of his death. He was taken to the hospital following the incident but tragically passed away. No other vehicles were involved in the crash. In a heartfelt tribute, Neil's family said, "Neil had an insatiable thirst for life and loved running, train spotting, listening to rock music, and supporting his boyhood club Liverpool. He was a ray of sunshine and could light up any room with his jokes. A loving father, son, brother, husband, and friend to many. He will be missed dearly." Merseyside police have launched an investigation into the incident. Detective Sergeant Andy Roper from the Matrix Serious Collision Investigation Unit expressed condolences to Neil's family and confirmed that officers are continuing to investigate the collision. "We are supporting Neil's family at this devastating time and continue to gather information on the incident," said Roper. "We believe Neil had parked his red Ford Focus near Newsham Park/Orphan Drive before the crash occurred on Lister Drive at 10:15 p.m. He also appealed for anyone who may have seen the red Ford Focus or has dashcam footage to come forward, as even the smallest piece of information could help the investigation and provide answers to Neil's family.